Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some planting outside because, well, it's a nice cloudy day. It was actually supposed to rain today, but nothing happened. I think that it is going to rain tomorrow. But anyway, it is a Friday evening. So I just finished work and I wanted to do some planting because why the heck not? It's not like I have friends here that I can hang out with. I just have my plants. So I wanted to first show you some things that I picked up because you guys will have already seen that I picked up all of these plants from Strawberry Hill Nursery last weekend. And I don't know when you're gonna see this video, but that was last weekend for me. And yeah, I have some more things to report on, and I will be going shopping again this weekend for more stuff because I have so many spaces to fill with flowers because, as I've said multiple times, my house has zero landscaping besides what is naturally occurring, which is awesome. I just would like to add in more color and just flowers. I want some flowers. So I went to Walmart because I was actually looking for terracotta pots, and for some reason terracotta pots are nowhere to be found anywhere in Columbia. Like, I have gone to Lowe's, Home Depot, where else did I go? I don't know, I guess those are the only two places that I went. I didn't see them at Strawberry Hill actually, or else I probably would have gotten them from there. But yeah, I've been looking around for a while, and this has never happened to me before in Tucson, probably because there's like 9 Home Depots, 10 Lowe's, and I think that Columbia has 1 Home Depot and 1 Lowe's, which is just a culture shock for me. So anyway, with that being said, I finally decided just to go to Walmart because Walmart has everything. So I went there and they did have a pretty picked through stash of terracotta pots. So I was able to get a bunch of terracotta pots that I needed. I think I got like a bunch of 8 inches, but it was just the long cylindrical ones, not the wider 8-inch ones. I usually like the wider ones. I think that it's a little bit better for my plants, but I could not find them, so I'm still on the hunt. While I was there though, I was just walking around and I saw some flowers and fun stuff, and I decided that I would pick up some flowers in these bags. Now, I don't know how this is going to go, if anything will come of this, but I figured might as well try it. So the first thing I got are these peonies. These are the Margaret Truman peonies, and they're perennials, so they return every year. This was $5, and there is 1 plant in here. So I don't know if that's a good deal or not. Really, I have no clue, but I also got another, oh, I got 2 of those. Okay, so I have 2 Margaret Truman peonies, and then I got another peony. This one looked insane. Like, if I get this to bloom, I will be so proud of myself. But this one is the Bowl of Beauty peony. Look at how gorgeous that is. I think that I live in the perfect place for them because it does get pretty cold in the winters here. Because I've been, in my research, peonies like to get really cold in the winter time. It just makes it better for them to come back. I don't know how or why. Outside plants are just a whole new world to me, so I think that I live in a good place for them. And if they work out, I will be getting a lot more because peonies are actually my favorite flower. They were pretty much like the main focal flower at my wedding, so really good. Hollyhocks. I have heard the name, like the flower name hollyhock before. However, I have never really known what they were, what they looked like, so I picked up some hollyhocks. These look really cool. I don't know what color they're going to be, but there's 10 roots in here. I think it just started raining. Okay, well, we're gonna get through this. I also got some of these Papaver mix. Papaver mix? I don't know. This is what they look like. I thought they were really cool. They reminded me of poppies, but like more intricate, so that's gonna be fun. And then I got some of these. I think these are, well, I call these something else. Like, but on this thing it says Rudbeckia Goldstern, but I knew them as something else, like Black-Eyed Susan or something, I think. I don't know, maybe it's the same thing, maybe it's not. So I got those, and I want to do some planting today. I mainly want to plant these ones because some of them just like look like they want to get in the ground. So I'm gonna do that and then see where that takes me because it is starting to rain. And when it rains, it pours. So hopefully I'll get a few things in the ground before it starts raining a lot. Okay, so you can see this little area that had the carpet on it. Daniel ran it over with the lawnmower and it ripped, which is fine because I was gonna rip it up anyway. But basically, This whole situation has a bunch of dead grass underneath it and a ton of worms, like so many worms. So pretty much this is the perfect flower bed area. So I'm going to be putting the peonies and things right there, and then I'm going to be planting everything else over here. Since these ones I want to look good right away, and over here it'll number one get more sun, and number two, it's okay if it doesn't bloom right away because it's inside of the house right here and not like on display for everybody to see here. So I'm going to start with this little section here. I need to pull some weeds first, and then I can get started. Gotta put my hair back actually. This looks pretty good. So what I have here, I have Hosta Geranium Delilah, or I think that's what that's called. Hosta Geranium Delilah Hosta. And I feel like all of these plants will definitely get bigger. So that looks good for that section for now, and then I'll fill in with mulch so that it doesn't look like crap, because all the old mulch is like old, obviously. And then I'm actually surprised that really filled it in, so I might actually not need to buy as many plants as I thought, because then I just have the other half and I have so many more plants left. And then in addition, I'm going to also buy some hydrangeas. I think all I need to buy is a hydrangea, to be honest with you, because it looks pretty good. So yeah, let's plant these and see how it goes. Okay, so I've planted those first 3, and it's looking really good. I think that this is going to be fine. Something that is kind of annoying is that there's a lot of like little rocks mixed in with the soil. You can see there. So I've added potting soil into the holes that I dig, and then on top as well, and removed as much of the rock as I could too. Other than that, it's been really easy once I actually have the hole dug. And then now we're going to move on to this side, and I'm just gonna let you know when it's done, because it's been taking a while and we don't need to time lapse that because it's just me digging a hole. Alrighty, so they are all in the ground. They look really good. That took way longer than I had previously expected, but that's okay. Again, I feel like I'm pretty much halfway through this garden bed already, so I just need to pick up a few other things for along here, and then we'll be done. So really excited about this, and I will see you in the next clip. I am in my front garden bed here. Let me move the camera down just ever so slightly so that you can see it. So here it is. And I've already done quite a bit of work on it, and I didn't film it because I wasn't sure if this would be interesting. I felt like this was kind of the more boring part of this project, but I posted about it on Instagram and a bunch of people were wanting to see. So I will show you a close-up of what I've done so far, and time lapse the rest, I guess. This is my first time ever doing something like this. Basically, I'm laying down bricks as like a border on this little thing. So, okay, so what I did is I laid out all the bricks and I dug a trench. So you can see we got a trench here. And I'm filling in the bottom with paver sand, and then I'm gonna flatten it out with a hoe and then stick on my bricks. Just like that. And I'm realizing that I cut the trench to be like pretty deep actually, which was probably a huge mistake. I totally did not realize that I made it that deep. So you can see that I've already put in some sand, and I also made it too wide because I thought at first I wanted to lay them like this. But then I realized that I'd rather just do it like this because it saves a lot of brick. So anyway, that's the current situation. I have like only 2 more bags of the sand. So I'm gonna see how much I can do right now because this is quite a long area. Oh my God, I got up too fast and I saw stars for a second. My vision went totally black. That was scary. Anyway, I'm going to use as much of my resources as I have currently, and then I am going to have to go back to the store to get a few more bricks because I realized that I do want to take it right up to the front door. I didn't want to before, but now I do. So yeah, I'm gonna be needing to make another trip, but I will just use up all my resources first and then go. I finished this first half here, and I really thought that I would have more materials, like more sand, but I'm gonna go out to the store and get probably like 3 or 4 more bags so that I can finish.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mademoiselle Holiday. Hello, George.
Alrighty, so it's been a few days. I wanted to update on how everything looks. It all looks really good, honestly. I did notice that the what is this? Geranium kind of spread out a little bit. I'm thinking that's just because it has more space in the hole than it did in its pot. But other than that, everything looks pretty much the same. And I'm going to come out and cut off these blooms that are spent so that it can promote new growth. I just really like the way that this looks. And I know that everything is going to get bigger, so it'll fill in really well. I wanted to give a brief update over here because this little section was covered by leaves, and I don't know if I talked about this in the last clip, but pretty much we just didn't even think about the fact that it would kill all the grass underneath. So we have some pretty dead stuff. It's just like dirt now. So I decided instead of planting hydrangeas in here, I would plant them here. So I want to get 1 more hydrangea bush. These ones are, let's see, Dear Dolores hydrangeas. And it says shade to part shade, and I've been reading online that they're okay with full sun, but would just do a lot better in a shady situation. So I figured underneath this big oak tree will be pretty shaded. And if anything, they'll get like a little bit of evening exposure. Well, maybe like more evening exposure than not, but for most of the day they will be shaded by the tree. So I want to find 1 more. They only had these 2 at Lowe's, but if I could find 1 more, I could kind of put 1 right there, 1 in the middle, and then 1 over there, and then fill in the rest with other things. That would be really cool, but there's an update on that. This tray is all new plants, and I picked up some vegetables because a lot of my seeds that I started are not doing well. I'm just gonna be honest. This is my first season ever growing food, so I kind of suspected that it wouldn't go perfect, but I just want some things to come to harvest. So I bought some starts of strawberries, and these are cherry tomatoes. So that's all I got for food. And then I got some marigolds because those are good for, just good to put in planters and stuff. And then I still have these that I haven't used yet. So these are all sitting in this little, it's supposed to be like a wood thing, but I'm just using it as like my little garden section right now. It's not gonna look like this forever. I'm probably gonna move, like put wood in here so it looks a little bit more planned. And then I also got this to turn my hydrangeas pink because I want them to be pink. Maybe blue, but we'll see what color they naturally turn when it blooms. But I would like it to be pink because I like it when they're pink and purple the most. This one has a bloom coming in right there, and also right there, and there, and there, and in there. So lots of blooms coming up on here, and one here, 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 here. So lots of blooms that are coming in. So anyway, I still need to plant these. I'm going to fill them in through the rest of here. I'm probably going to trim back these rose bushes so that they're a little more bushy. They are coming back, surprisingly enough. I wasn't sure if they would, but they have like really pretty pink flowers on them, so they need to be chopped a little bit. If you remember in a previous video, I said that this was going to be my greenhouse, but that is not true. It is not going to be my greenhouse because structurally it's just not sound enough, and we just don't really want to mess with it. It would have been really awesome, but no. Cannot risk having the building fall down on top of my head, so. It's currently storing some cardboard because I'm going to put this cardboard at the bottom of the garden beds to kill the grass and all the weeds and stuff. But here they are. They are huge. Honestly, I did not, like, I know that I asked for 8x4, but I just did not realize how big that would actually be. So I'm very pleased with this. I feel like this will definitely be more than enough space for us. They're really nice because they're made out of cedar and they have a little ledge right here. So, ouch, I just gave myself a splinter. They're really nice because I can sit on them. You like my Harry Potter pants? Anyway, so yeah, there's a little ledge I can sit on. They are 12 feet tall, or 12 inches tall. So this is how we've set them up right now. And I think that this is going to be pretty much how it's set up in the end, but we're going to be building a fence around the perimeter because this field right here is basically all the deer on our property. They live in this field. They always come out here and lay down. As much as I love the deer, I don't want to really give them a all-you-can-eat buffet to just like go crazy on my garden. So we're gonna build a fence just to be safe. In addition to the garden beds, I'll probably put something like in the middle here that's decorative or something. This was actually a hole that we put some like dirt in and then seeded it. And there is a little bit of grass growing in. We're not sure how successful it will be, but yeah, this section kind of died and there was a hole, so we just filled it. But anyway, I'm going to fill these with cardboard, wet down the cardboard, and then put in my soil. And I will be getting the soil in bulk from a local garden center here in town called Superior Garden Center. I think it's called that. But however, they're closed on Sundays, which is strange to me because as a garden center, wouldn't you want to be open on the weekends so that people can come? I'm sure they have their reasons. Maybe they think, you know, maybe Sunday's family day or whatever. I understand. But the thing is, it's not very convenient for me personally because I can't really go out during working hours. So I'm going to have to go out next Saturday and get the soil. Yeah, here's my little garden. And something that I'm going to do that I saw on Pinterest is I'm going to get like the cattle thing. I don't know what it's actually called, like cattle fencing or whatever. And I'm going to start it right here and then hoop it up and then end it over here so that I have like hoops and the plants can climb, particularly like cucumber and squash and things like that. Now, I've talked a lot about my greenhouse and I do have something in the works for the greenhouse. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be getting it, but sometime in the next couple of months, I'm sure. I'm not really like super rushing the process. Clearly, I'm doing this all very slowly. And I feel like my first season is not going to be very fruitful. But that's okay, honestly. Like, I can come out here and grow things through the fall and be prepared for next spring, like early spring. But this is our first year at this house, and this is my first year also gardening, and I'm just trying to take it slow and not go in too crazy because I have a job, I have YouTube, and I have friends, and I want to sleep. So I'm just gonna get it all started, and next year will probably be much more informative and fruitful. But as far as where I want to put the greenhouse, let me show you this little section over here. So this was a, oh geez, okay, there was a really big bumblebee. Anyway, this right here, oh, you scared me. I don't know exactly what it was used for. I'm assuming some sort of like chicken situation, but we're gonna keep this just to, I don't know, store stuff in or whatever. It's attached to the barn, but all of this pretty much is going to be taken out, including the trees, because there's actually a tree back there that is like leaning in underneath the not greenhouse, the barn, and could cause some problems later. So we're gonna cut that down. But I think that I want to put the greenhouse here so that it kind of gets like lots of sun exposure. It'll face south. Like, I want to put the doors right here so that it faces south so that the sun comes like this. That's what I'm thinking as of right now. Of course, I have like a lot of space. I could put it right here if I want instead, but I don't know. I was just thinking right here might be nice. So anyway, that's kind of what I've got going on, and I'm really loving it so far. Very exciting. I love them, and I will definitely be taking along the process to fill them when that happens.